South Asia, where the Indian trade delegation led by Chief Negotiator Rajesh Agrawal has returned to New Delhi after wrapping up a crucial round of talks in Washington on an interim trade agreement. Official sources say the discussions, which ran from June the 26th to July the 2nd, made headway but left key issues unresolved, particularly in the agriculture and automotive sectors. Negotiators are racing against the clock as both sides hope to finalise the deal before the July the 9th deadline, the date when the US is set to reimpose a 26% reciprocal tariff on Indian goods, temporarily suspended for 90 days. India is demanding duty concessions on a range of labour-intensive sectors, including textiles, jewellery, leather, plastics and chemicals. But it's holding firm on sensitive areas, especially dairy, which continue to stall the progress. The US, on its part, is pushing for lower duties on industrial products, agricultural goods and electric vehicles. President Donald Trump has taken a direct approach to global trade, saying he plans to simplify terms by sending out letters to more than 170 countries outlining the tariffs they'll be expected to pay. India and the US hope to use this interim deal as a launch pad for a broader bilateral trade agreement, expected to be in place by September or October, with a serious ambition of goal of doubling trade to $500 billion by 2030. We're now joined by Dr. Jayajit Bhattacharya, who's the president of the CDEPR. He joins us from New York. Thank you very much, Dr. Bhattacharya, for joining us on the program. Do you think Trump's tariff threat could backfire on broader ties? And do you think India is ready to bend on this dairy policy to save this trade deal before July the 9th?
Whether the deal will backfire on the US, I think that's a little complicated question, because it depends on what US really wants to do. Is it really serious about pushing forth with the tariffs when the 9th of July deadline passes? Well, in the past they haven't. They have been, giving a moratorium to these tariffs. So maybe they'll continue with that. From the Indian side, I think the chief negotiator and the minister has made it very clear that they will not follow and be pressurized by deadlines. They will seal the deal when it's right for India from every perspective. And I'm sure the US government would also like to do the same. So there's no point in putting a deadline and a gun on the head and trying to negotiate a deal which then comes back to bite everyone. And as you said, might come back and be detrimental for the US and be detrimental to India. So it is important that the deal is well thought out, because it's not just a 1 year, 2 year deal. It's a deal that India and US forever signs on to. And therefore, it's important that we look at all the nuances. And one of the key nuances is obviously the dairy market, because that's sensitive from an Indian perspective. Agriculture and dairy are very, very sensitive. And that's sensitive for any market for that matter. It's sensitive in US, it's sensitive in Europe. And it's important that India gives the required protection to millions of people who are involved in the dairy business in India. We have come from a country which was very short of milk to a country which is now self-sufficient and in fact is producing more than it needs in terms of milk. We cannot allow that industrial infrastructure for the dairy industry to be compromised as we move forward. And we do not want to leave something that has been hard-earned from an Indian perspective, and therefore the dairy market becomes very critical for the Indian government.
Yes, Dr. Bhattacharya, you are staying